All right, we're here at the Reevu booth with David Altman from Reevu USA, and we're checking out a very cool helmet with a feature that it almost seems like, why didn't they do this before? I know there's a little window in the back of the helmet here. That's not so you can look in to see what you're thinking. Reevu actually means you can actually see what's going on behind you. And what an amazing feature. You can see the vision system there. So, David, tell me a little bit how this helmet works.
Well, first of all, this is the first helmet with a rear vision built into a helmet.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we have is we have a little reflective surface that sits just above your eyebrow, and it works almost like a periscope, and it shoots a light up to the top of the helmet. And inside the helmet, we have a reflective surface that's shaped, and it bounces light off and picks up an image coming from behind. So you can see behind you.
So there's no, we don't have to power anything. We don't have to have batteries or anything like that. There's no camera.
Yeah, it's just pure optics. There's no battery. There's nothing to recharge. It's there all the time.
The next question I think people are going to think of is, okay, I have something hanging from my helmet. Is that going to become distracting, or is it going to block my forward vision in any way? I'm sure that's a consideration.
Well, when you have it on your head, if you look straight ahead, like down the road, it's not in your eye line at all. It sits above in your peripheral vision. So the idea is that you're going to be picking up images in your peripheral. So does it distract? That's a great question, because a lot of people think this thing might distract. But the idea is that it's intended to distract. It's intended to distract of something coming up from behind you so that you can pick it up in your peripheral vision with you're not even looking up at the mirror, and then you can get out of harm's way. It's a major safety advantage of having a helmet like this on your head.
So really you don't need to be looking straight into it, looking up into the unit itself. You'll be able to tell something's behind you even when you're looking forward.
That's correct. Yeah, once you've learned how to use it, you have to learn how to use this. It's our brain has never seen directly behind you before. Yeah. You've got to train it. It takes about an hour and a half, of riding, and you get to a tipping point that all of a sudden, like if you're in the middle of the prairies, you can see to the end of the earth from that way in front of you, and you can see the end of the earth behind you. It's amazing, quite something, and especially at night, because what happens is you're driving and the mirror is all blacked out because there's nothing behind you. But as soon as you start seeing some headlights, it flashes above your eyebrow and your peripheral, and you can see the headlights, and then you'll know there's someone coming up behind you, especially if you're half asleep driving home.
Yeah. Well, and I think a big thing too is, even though that when you look at safety statistics, it's only like they say 1% of accidents are from rear impact, but 1% is enough for me to be worried about it, because you just don't know what's happening.
Well, actually, the statistics that I have,
which are different.
Yeah, they're a little bit different. That 36% of all accidents in an urban setting, like within the city, are hits from behind, actually. In fact, we've been here for the day today from the show, and we've already heard from a few people that they know of 2 or 3 people that have been hit from behind just recently. So.
And really, if you know something's coming up behind you, I think not all the time, because if something comes fast enough, there's not much you can do. But most of the time, that's avoidable. On a motorcycle, you could get out of the way if you knew it was coming.
Yeah, well, especially if you have some big trucks coming up behind you, and you can kind of get concerned. You can just move into the lane next, to the side, to one of the other ways, right, and just get out of the way. So that's just less chance of even being in putting yourself in a situation where you can get hit. You just want to get out of the way. And just if you add that occurrence over a million times, it's going to save somebody's life. And that's what this helmet's about. We're about saving lives.
Now, and that's going to be another consideration. You've added, obviously, to the structure of the helmet, because you have the optics, you have to have the light coming through there. How has that affected the safety of the helmet itself?
Well, it's interesting to say that, because, first of all, the helmet is made of tri-composite, so it does disperse energy better than a plastic helmet. But also, with this helmet, it has like this rear view reflective surface is made of polycarbonate. It's very hard. It's like hard as our glasses, yeah. And it's almost bulletproof. And it's elevated and bridged with a truss between the EPS and the top of the helmet to the top. So what it's designed to do in a heavy impact on the head, it's designed to collapse and crumple. So this is like the only helmet with a crumple zone like a real natural crumple zone, so that it absorbs more G-force, and just another feature that the Reevu has that I don't think any other helmet manufacturer has, a built-in crumple zone.
And the crumple zone is kind of basically there because you have to have this space for the light and the image to come through, so it's kind of an advantage of the design of the helmet.
It acts as a few different things besides that channel of where the reflective surface is and this crumple zone, but it also acts as a massive vent. And I'll show it to you if you can see inside where you're looking with the reflective surface. There's a hole here where it feeds into the channel. It's this massive vent. What the helmet's designed to do is it's to suck air from your face, when especially in the summer when you're hot and sweaty. It draws up because you have a vent in the front of the helmet, and it's forcing helmet into the facial area. So what it does is it draws air up into this channel and then out the exit ports on either side. So, and then what we have is this vent on the top. And it's not like a traditional vent where it pumps air into the helmet.
Yeah.
It works like a vacuum, and it pushes air, and it sucks air like an extra motor almost, and it draws air like a Venturi vent, and it pulls more air, so it pulls that heat from your face out.
So that would actually probably help with anti-fogging as well at some point.
Right. This helmet does come with anti-fog coating. Actually, our full face comes with an anti-fog coating. This one is pin lock ready as well. You can make it into a double visor. A lot of guys are looking for that these days as well. You adjust it, and now I can see right behind me.
Okay, so now if you can see my hand coming up behind you.
That's right, and I'm not even looking in the mirror. I see it.
So you can tell when this is happening. If that's a vehicle, you know that's actually...
Yeah, well, it's like that's the distraction I was telling you about, because I'm picking up something in my peripheral. I see something moving, and then it might cause me to look up and say, oh, there's something right there.
Yeah, get out of the way. So when you're not focusing on it, it's going to bring your attention to something's there, but as soon as you look into it, you'll be able to see clearly.
Yeah, and what happens with this helmet, a lot of the times when you're riding, okay, is that you're always going like this. You're always looking beside you. What you're going to be doing with this helmet, you're going to be going like this. So a guy wearing a Reevu is riding like this, you know, because he can see. And so there's less, you know. And you tend to, when you're riding, you tend to steer towards the way you're looking.
Yeah.
Now, if you're changing lanes, or you're going to take a turn, you definitely look over your shoulder.
Yeah, you got to look through the turn.
It doesn't eliminate that. You got to be safe. But what this does is it gives you a greater awareness of what's going on behind you, and I tell you, it really changes the riding experience.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now, I think one big thing that people are obviously going to want to know, as they do with any of this stuff, how much is it going to set me back?
Well, the full faces, the full face helmet like this particular one is $399. And the modulars are $479.
And are these available now?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. The modular, we're so happy. We just received them on Friday. They're all DOT certified and ECE as well. And we're ready to roll.
That's awesome. I think it's a great invention, and I'm glad to see, because I'm a very, very safety conscious person.
Exciting, you know?
I think it's great to see something like this.
Yeah, it is. We're really pumped. We're ready. Yeah, we just can't. We're going to the podium. You know, we're looking to get racing with this.
That's awesome.
Technology, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you.